Celeb Secrets is hanging out with Chevel Shepherd today. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's called Everyone's Got a Story, right? So I want to know maybe the meaning behind this EP name and how did you come about choosing it?
You know, one of the songs is called Everybody's Got a Story, and so it was written by Casey Musgraves, and that was the track that inspired the title. And the story of that song is, it tells so many different aspects of life that so many different people go through, no matter what they're going through in their life. It tells so many different stories, and so I love that. And each song on my EP is completely different from the other. So it really, the title just really made sense because each song tells a different story of different lives that people go through. Like Good Boy tells the story of a daughter expressing to her mom and her dad that the boy that she's in love with is a good boy. Southern Boy is pretty much telling the perfect guy for me. And so the title just really made sense.
I love it. And now, what's your story? For people maybe that haven't heard of you yet, I mean, you did win The Voice, so a lot of people know who you are, but is there maybe like a story about you that people wouldn't know?
You know, I grew up, I always say I grew up with the best of both worlds. My mom listened to classic country music and my dad listened to classic rock. So I grew up with two traditional genres of music and fell in love with both, but country music really just spoke to me, and I fell in love with it at such a young age. And growing up, music was something I always wanted to do, and my parents, they just always pushed me and supported me no matter what I wanted to do, and they were really supportive of my music and me wanting to sing. So growing up, I would sing on the radio stations. Friday mornings before school, I'd learn a cover and I would go and sing it live on the air. And I'd do talent shows at school, and then The Voice happened, and that was a really good stepping stone for my career. And you know, I never want to stray away from country music. I love country music. So that's pretty much the story of my life. I just always grew up in a musical family. My mom sings and plays piano. My sister, she sings. My dad plays guitar and harmonica. So it's just a really musical family, and grew up just loving music.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And I love that you say you love, putting out country music and authentic country music. Because when I listen to these songs, it's just so classic country. And I feel like we don't have that now. Everyone's trying to change the game. And when I listen to you, I feel like I'm listening to old traditional country. So
Yay!
Maybe what's like the story behind that? Why did you want to go traditional and not maybe push boundaries and go a little more pop?
That is the music that I grew up with. I grew up listening to the Dixie Chicks and Loretta Lynn and Tanya Tucker, Gretchen Wilson. And that's the music that made me fall in love with music and made me want to be a singer. And so I just gravitated towards that and knew that that's the kind of music I wanted to be. And I didn't want to stray away from that. It's like Loretta Lynn, she's my biggest inspiration. I look up to her so much. And she's always stayed true to herself and her music and her beliefs and how she is as a person. And I took light to that and just really want to stay true to who I am and who I grew up and what got me into music.
I love that, and that's so important, because if you're authentic out there, your fans are going to resonate with it better, I feel like.
Yeah.
And you talked about the lead single, and you said it was written by Casey Musgraves, and you also have songs like written by Shane McAnally and Brandy Clark, which is a big deal for a debut EP. So how did you go about choosing these songs for the record?
Everybody's Got a Story and Just Like the Circus, written by Casey, Shane, Brandy Clark. It was just, Kelly, actually, my coach on The Voice, sent them to me, and I listened to them, and they have that storytelling, that heart that I grew up listening to that's in the traditional country music, and I fell in love with the songs, and I was like, I have to record those.
And I want to talk about the single Good Boy, because I did get to watch the music video, loved it, and again, it's still that classic traditional country, and you have Charlie from Juliet and the Phantoms in the music video. And I know a lot of our fans that view our website are huge Juliet and the Phantoms fans. So we need to know how you guys connected and the whole story behind why you wanted him in your music video.
Yeah, I did a project with Kenny Ortega called Hair. It was a live pitch of the Love tribal rock musical Hair. And I was cast as Sheila, the female lead, and he was cast as Burger, the male lead. And I met him, and it was like an instant connection. Like, we were friends. And after Hair, we just stayed we stayed connected and talked and FaceTimed each other. And I had been wanting him to come down to New Mexico and hang out and be involved in one of my music videos because he's such a good friend of mine. Love him to death. And so he came down for Good Boy. Our timing worked out. Our calendars worked out and everything worked out good. And he stayed with my family at my house for a week. And we got to hang out. And it's just so much fun. He's so talented and he's just so full of life and just so easy to be around. He's so charismatic about everything he does. And you can just tell he loves what he does. And it's so inspiring to be around him. He's just amazing.
Yeah, totally. So now maybe do you have a favorite memory from working on the video together that you could share?
Yeah, we filmed the diner scenes. I don't remember what time it was. Must have been like 8 or 9 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And we filmed the diner scenes and we chugged 6 sodas and milkshakes and banana splits, and we were like, just could not stop laughing. It was just so fun. That was just a really fun night.
Oh my gosh, it looked it too. Now, are you a fan of Julie and the Phantoms? Did you watch the show? I'm so curious.
I did. I binge watched it in one night.
Yeah.
Because actually Owen Joyner and Jeremy Shada were actually in Hair as well. And so we all connected there, and Kenny, you can tell he loves what he does as well. He really believes in all of us whenever we're acting. And so I actually got to watch a little sneak peek of Julie and the Phantoms before it was released and fell in love with it. It was so cool. The storyline was so cool and the music was great. And so I binge watched it and it was just amazing. I love it. I loved watching it. And it was so cool because my friends were in it, like getting to watch my friends on Netflix and saying, Mom and Dad watch this show. Like, it's great.
We are Celeb Secrets. Do you maybe have any like behind the scenes secrets from making this music that we wouldn't know when listening to it?
I went to Nashville and I did it in a total of 8 days, I think. The first 4, I actually got to track it with a live band, which is really cool because no one really does that anymore. So that's kind of a secret that not a lot of people know. I was in there with the musicians, crafting the music with them and coming up with ideas together. And then the next 4 days, I was actually solo by myself, finishing vocals and everything like that. And the producer, Todd Tidwell, so amazing. We became friends with him. He's so fun to be around. And you can tell, like, I'm connected with so many people that just love what they do. And I always say it's never really work if you're having a good time. Totally. So I'm always having fun singing and acting and all that. So it's never really worked for me. It's just so much fun. I love it to death. And so just crafting the music, it was just so much fun. And I think whenever I was on The Voice, actually, the finale, I had laryngitis. And not a lot of people knew that. And so the last day that I recorded my EP, I think the day after, I got like strep throat or something, and I was actually sick. So I was lucky to not have gotten that whenever I was finishing recording the final day.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you're so lucky. That would not have been
No, not at all. It's no fun.
And maybe is there a special message or something that you want people to take away from this EP when listening to it?
I just want them because putting the project together, I really made sure to put music together that represents who I am as a country singer and how I want my music to be. And I really just hope that they really understand that and understand who I am as a singer, who I am as a person, how I want my music to be and how it's going to be here on out with my music, and know that I'm staying true to myself and the music that's got me to where I am today.
Totally. And I know you talked a little earlier about how Kelly Clarkson, who was your coach on The Voice, how she sent you the songs for you to listen and then eventually record. So would you say Kelly is still like an integral role in your music career? How are you guys still keeping in contact and maybe working together since winning the competition?
The EP, actually, Kelly funded that whole project, which is amazing. She really believes in me and supports me. Mm-hmm. And, the pandemic has been crazy. Their life has been turned upside down. So I haven't talked to her in a while, but she really helped with my EP and my music.
Crazy. So now, would you ever think of maybe doing music together? I feel like your voice and her voice would just be so amazing on a track.
Yeah, I listened to Rockin' with the Rhythm of the Rain that I did on The Voice with her a lot because it's just such a fun song. So I would definitely be down to sing with her again. She's so much fun.
Totally. I feel like you have to do that. That's a 2021 goal for you.
Yes.